What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to my channel where I deliver you high-class entertainment in the form of high handicap sim golf. There you go. That's a mouthful. Alrighty. I just got home from work. It's the 27th of May, 2025. We are going on 10 to 11 months of serious golf practice. 10 to 11 months, because last year around July is when I started getting serious and started building this simulator and started hitting the real golf course a lot more. There you go. Let's play a few rounds here, if I can survive all three. Let's start with DLUD Golf's Best Courses League. And we're in week 6, which is Glacier Golf. And that's at Glacier Golf Club. Not golf, golf. Let's check out the vitals. We got some stroke play, 6-foot gimme auto putt, black tees, which are 6,000 yard total course length, Friday pins. Green firmness is normal, stimps 11, fairway firmness is normal. Wind's breezy, so you can expect to see about 10 miles an hour, give or take. And then the elevation, it is at a whopping 728 feet. Now that that's out of the way, let's load this sucker up. Alrighty, we're back. Alright, so the first thing I can see here that is a bit strange to me, right, is if we look at the scorecard, which we can't because my mouse pointer's on the wrong screen. You haven't sim golfed properly until you've done that. And if you haven't done that, your day's coming. But if I hit scorecard here, which I still can't do, scorecard, there we go. We're at what was the elevation? 730 feet above sea level. It almost feels to me like if you're in a place like this, where you have some snow-capped mountains up here, but everything seems fine down here. There's no snow, no frost, the grass is green. You'd be at slightly a higher elevation than 728 feet. Anyway, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's smash a drive here. See if we can get this round off to the correct start. Beautiful, beautiful course, though. I will not take that away from it. Okay, we're in the bunker. And the sound effects just kicked into awesome mode here, so let's turn down the gain a bit. There we go. We want to keep some ambiance, right? 120. 120. That's 120 out of the bunker. Okay, there's your classic pull to the left. Should have warmed up a little bit more, but those should disappear over time here. Alrighty, we're hitting a bit downhill out of some rough. Ball's gonna wanna go right. Let's aim a little left. Does this thing even work anymore? Does this work? Yeah, there we go. And we need to hit 25 yards, but we're downhill. This could get tricky, right? 11-foot putt. We're breaking right to left, and it looks like we're a little bit downhill here. All right, that's good. That's good stuff. Second hole is, I don't know, let's call it 162 yards with the wind and the elevation change. I'm gonna hit a 7-iron. Not bad. We got 8 here. All right, that didn't quite work out as expected. It's hard to get loft on some of these. Now we're probably going to take a bogey because of that bonehead play, but you never learn new shots if you never try new shots. 25 feet 10 inches here. Oh boy, did we get her? We got her. Yay. That's world-class entertainment, dude. Hole 3 is a 330-yard par 4. 330-yard par 4 with some wind blowing to the right. Okay. Ball's not going too terribly far today. Is what it is. We move on with our lives. Pitching wedge into this one, 116 yards out of the rough. Wind's gonna blow us a little over to the right if it has its way. Birdie putt here. Barely. This needs to go, I'd say, 25 feet. It says we're on the green. That was sort of weird. $10 5 inches this time for par. .340 par 4 here at Glacier Golf Club. We know we're only hitting about 225. There we go. Let's check our ball speed after this one. me get that members bounce, please. Click. Granted, you're gonna need a new golf ball because you hit that cart path, but what do we got for ball speed? 143. That's pretty decent for me. 90. Let's hit a nice and easy sand wedge here. Little birdie putt. I think we're going to get pushed more left than right here. 24, 23, 23 feet, let's call it. If I'd have given that a little bit more juice, it probably would have dribbled in. .482-yard par 5. Let's see what we can do here. This is so long, it's off the map. You can see where the course doesn't really want us to do a whole lot here. We should be fine. If I was a bigger hitter, I'd probably go through here. But again, it really does not want you to do that. So let's do something a little smarter here. We know we don't hit too far, and let this dribble back to the left. We might be all right. Hit that cart path. Okay. Now we've got a very important decision to make here. We're sort of out of a downhill lie, and we've got to hit 202. We've got to hit 202 to fly this water. And just for the sake of entertainment, since we also have a tailwind, I'm going to try to get some decent contact with my 3-wood here. For the sake of entertainment. Get up there. Oh man, that was looking cool. Oh no, what'd it do to us? 165. Let's see what options we've got here. That almost worked. Dude, I almost had you. Deep. So we were out of the deep rough to begin with. These other options give us an option to hit out of normal rough. We can't even cheat and get onto a tee box. So this is just normal rough, it says. Drop ball. 173 here. We're slightly elevated and we've got a tailwind. I couldn't have got much better contact with that, but we lost 27% from the stupid rough. So technically, if I'd have done the calculations on that shot, I'd have seen that the 3-wood wouldn't have got there no matter what we'd have done. But let's see if we can't get over there now and at least get near the pin. We need something that'll hit. Let's hit a 7-iron here. We do have a tailwind. rough again. Not a bad shot. It was just closed, little closed on the face. Now we have 32 yards out of the rough. It looks like a perfect lie at 0-0. Should be just your normal 7%. We're not green side, but it still might try to get me for green side. No. All right, so that dumb shot is gonna now cost us quite a lot. Let's get this over into the circle, take our double bogey, and get out of here. And I probably next time would do the 25% power loss calculation instead of that numbskull shot, but oh no. This is gonna be, if I miss this, it's a triple bogey. All right, let's not do that again. We got to remember that deep rough is typically a 25% penalty. Noted. Extremely short par 4 here, 221 yards, excuse me. I could maybe get over there with my 3-wood, but it's just such a stupid shot. I'm gonna just lay up over here about 150 out, 140 out. We do have a tailwind too, which makes it even more enticing, but it's still not worth the penalty stroke for the water. Okay, I think that leaves us about 65 yards. Pin position's not terrible, but we do have a tailwind we need to be cognizant of. Okay, this is a birdie putt, but it's longer than all hell. 12. We need to hit it about 23 feet. And it's going to scoot because we're downhill quite a bit here. Dribble in there, baby. Okay, that wouldn't have fallen even if it was the correct line. It wasn't quite hard enough, but we'll call that one good. Downhill putts are very difficult. They're hard. We want to avoid them. 7th hole here, I'm seeing a narrow alley here out of the tee box. We know we're gonna hit around this area here, and we have a headwind. And I know that I'm dead on the left. I need to stay to the right if I can, so hopefully we don't hit one of those weird hooks. Okay, we're going to be playing from an adjacent fairway, but it looks like we came over the top with an open club face, generated some spin. I'm not getting hardly any distance here. We got 173 yards off the fairway, but we got a good wind in our face, so we need to club up. Let's hit a 6. And let's make sure we're aimed correctly here. Not bad. We wanted to be on in 2, but took it a little to the right there. The ball's going to want to come out of this lie left, and it's going to want to roll left based on what I can see on the green. So let's give it a little bit to the right here. And maybe a little more to the right. Wind's also blowing to the left. Regular rough, but it's on the green side, so we'll have to see what it takes from us. Sit. It only took 3%, but I hit the ball thin. Got to make sure to get under the ball here. 8. All right, we took another bogey, unfortunately. 472 yard par 5. Let's see if we can get some distance off the tee. I don't think we've had a tailwind yet, but eventually, unless the course is one continuous line, we should get a tailwind. And then hopefully it's not just on a par 3. Not a bad shot, little fader. Wind kind of blew it over to the right. What do we got left here? 230. Let's go at it with the 3 wood here. Huh. Okay, what did we do wrong there? We came out to in. I've got to open or close that stance. Got to close that stance a little more. It's only a couple of inches shorter than the driver. Now we have 38 yards out of the rough. I think we just need to get it up to the pin. There's a bit of a false front. 38. Oh! That'd have been dope. Seven feet 10 inches with the elevation. Okay, kind of blew it past the curve there for a par. We really gotta get some birdies here to get rid of these bogeys. 162. Down 9 feet, which is 3 yards, so it's going to play 159. Let's hit a 7-iron here. All right, we probably could have got away with an 8-iron there. Just absolutely smoked that ball. 167 carry. Oh Can I have that one back? Damn. Those are those dumb strokes. Those are those dumb strokes that cost you, man, because this is for bogey. We'll see if we can get it over there. 9 feet, 7 inches. And it didn't break at all. Another stupid double there. This course has proven a little more difficult than I thought it would, even though I think we're only at 6,000 yard tees. All right, we got danger on both sides here. This could be not awesome. We really don't hit quite that far, and the wind's gonna wanna blow us to the right. Couldn't have done it better myself. Wow. All right, we have an island green here. This is a par 5. Let's just get this ball up, advance this ball up. That was a dodgy shot. It was so far off the toe that the image there can't even support it. 116 yards. We're gonna aim dead for the middle of the green here because can't really afford to go in the drink right here. We do have a tailwind. This putt's for birdie. We don't have any break near us, but you can see it starts to break to the left. Up here about where this little hill is. Yeah, this is a tricky little bee here. Let's just try to get it in the circle. 52.5 feet up a hill. This is just a mostly get the distance correct type of putt here. All right, 276 yard par 4. Not a whole lot of danger in the fairway. Let's try to advance this up the best we can here. I'd say that's pretty decent there. Pretty decent, if I don't say so myself. And somehow still came over the top on it. The only notable thing here is a little bit of elevation and some wind, so we'll aim about right there. 32. We obviously don't want to hit 32 or we're gonna roll right past the hole. That did not work out at all, folks. What happened there? No penalty. Carry should have been 13.9, carry 12. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. We had a good, that was a good hole to pop a birdie on, but this one's not bad either. 300 yard, a 300 yard par 4 here, 311 yards. Uh-oh. Did we just get super lucky? I'm gonna say we did. The lie's not great, but I'll take the extra distance. It's gonna want to come out left, and it's gonna want to not get much loft because we're on a downhill lie. .47. I think we took quite a penalty on that. Was it considering it greenside? No, it was just poorly struck, I guess. 12 yards here. Oh boy, we're really showing them the talent with the chip shots here. There's nothing going on in this putt. If I can get the HLA correct, it should fall. Again, kind of a blown attempt, or a blown chance there for birdie. 150 down a few with a tailwind. Let's hit the 8. Ball's going to want to push over to the right. That was fat, so we're going to have to scramble. Really making some mental mistakes here on the short game. Driver and putter are kind of firing on all cylinders, I would say. Short game and excuse me, my short irons are just kind of killing me. Okay, 34 here. That wasn't too bad. Still going to be a long putt. This is for par. There's a reasonable chance we're going to be taking another bogey here. 13 feet. Yeah, it thought about it and then said we can't give that to him. HLA was, I would say, not awesome. All right, we got a 300 yard par 4. It's more like 320, but I can already see where this could backfire. You either gotta drive it or don't. There's no middle ground here. So if you think you can smash a ball quite far uphill, have at it. I know that ain't happening, so we're gonna take a little 6 here. That leaves us 125 into the pin with the caveat of the wind here. What's our 125 club? Okay, it's unfortunate. What are we on here? Nine footer. Excuse me, that's 9 yards. Oh. Having a lot of trouble getting under the ball here, which is kind of causing some mental mistakes. Let's just get this up here. All right, simmer down. Oh boy, I think we're taking another double here. I think we're back to where we were before. Let's just putt. We should have putted to begin with. 20, 22, 23 feet here. Really had a bunch of mental mistakes there. I think that puts us up. Yep, we're at 8 over. Not ideal. 128 down 18. This is going to play 110. Plus we got some wind. Let's call it 115. Oh, I don't know if that would have gone in the cup or bounced out off of the pole or the pin, but it's fun to dream. 12 feet here. Still missed it. HLA wasn't bad. Should have just left it in the cup. Gave that one away. We could have gone down to 7 over. Let's see here on the 16th. The game, excuse me, the simulator does not want you to hit this shot. But let's go ahead and do it anyway. I don't know why you would block the fairway out on a par 4. I can understand it on a par 5 because you want to discourage that birdie, but yeah, buddy. All right, that sucks. That would have been nice. That had a 230 carry in the lab software, and now instead of being near the fairway, we're hitting up a hill. I don't know why you would do that on a par 4, honestly. 7 left. Ball's going to want to come out left. Let's just go for the pin. We know we're up 9 yards. 1. Let's hit a 6 and see what happens. That is very unfortunate. Okay, we're screwed. Dang it. I needed to hit that pure and it didn't happen. And now we are in bum F Egypt here. Gonna take a sim drop. Let's zoom out. I don't know why they need to do that stuff. Except, okay, now we have some semblance of a chance to get there. 167 with some wind. We are making so many mistakes on this hole, it's like not even funny at this point. Look at this thing go, guys. Look at it go. Look at it go. Still going, still going. Let's take another sim drop here. Gotta zoom out. Oh, this is gonna cost us big, boys and girls. I'm not even sure what hole we're on at this point. I'm guessing because of the circle radius, it's here. Except, now we're 100 yards out. Let's see if we can do something with that. 100 yards out is, let's hit a sand wedge. Yeah, this hole's surely going to destroy the scorecard, so let's just play some smarter golf from here on out. And now we are probably 2 putts out. So whatever we're at now, we're on our 7th shot. We're gonna record probably a 9 here. Let's see if we can make it an 8, 15 footer. No, she broke right before the hole there. Okay, that was bad. What are we at now? 12 over. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's see here. These courses with a lot of elevation changes, they, even in real life, are not very easy. This is a 210 yard par 4 if you take the elevation out of it. But again, for some unknown reason, the designer has chosen to put this, what do I want to call it? This deterrent here, 216. And since the round's pretty much blown anyway, I'm going to hit my 3-iron. What are we doing here? We're down. We only need to hit 210. I could maybe get there with a 4-iron, but I got to get all of this ball here. Okay, we got all of that ball. Not a bad shot. We're apparently next to the loudest waterfall on Earth. And we got 21 yards to go out of the rough. .26 footer here. All right. right, we're no longer inside of the woofer. 630 yard par 5. So I can get it a little bit there with my drive, and then we're gonna have some long, probably 3-wood shots after that. Tough course, folks. Looks like we got under that. Yeah, when the tee flies like that, you know you got under it. Okay. 3. What do we got going on now? You are here. Okay. Having a hard time catching a break here. 200 yards, way downhill. We know we got to get some loft, and we know we're going to lose 25% power. So we need to hit our 240 yard club essentially, but if we don't get enough loft, we're dead. Let's smack this 4-iron. Okay, we lost 22%, which is fine. Not a bad shot. 26 yards. Oh my goodness, what was that? Man, I feel like we're below sea level here sometimes. This is crazy. Not getting anything here. 36 footer. We're probably going to push more left than right slightly. 36.5 feet here. I won't say the HLA was that great, but it was pretty far off. All right, that round was a couple of mental mistakes away from breaking 80. Not much to say here. A bunch of pars, a few costly bogeys, double bogeys, etc. Let's take a look at the stats and close out the video here. 11 pars is really good, but it's not good enough to overcome bogeys, double bogeys, and double bogey plus. 30 putts. Duration was 50 minutes, so longer than I'd like, longer than you'd like, I'm sure. We hit 7 greens in regulation, 6 fairways in regulation. Longest drive was 273, average drive was 221. Drive ball speed was 132 average, and the best was almost 150 miles an hour. So that's good, I'll take that. Okay, let's shut down the ambiance here a little bit. All right, guys, that's the end of the round. As usual, I appreciate you watching. That one wasn't super exciting. Some elevation changes and some other dumb little things on the course that I don't agree with kept it from being a better round, at least in the simulator. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'm running out of words. I got to get on to my next league moment here. But we will see you in the next video, and you have a good one.